It's time for
It's Fanboy Weekly for all you geeks, nerds, and blurs. Let's get our geek on.
Don't you just love that? I mean, that's one of those songs that is timeless. It's been remixed to death. I even heard a rap version of the Wonder Woman theme music, but only use 17 seconds because I don't want to get sued and stuff. But anyhow, welcome back, guys. It is the 5x5, and I am David, and this is our Fanboy Weekly show. Haven't done this in a long time, so right now you can say Fanboy bi-yearly show. Because I haven't did one. I just been busy working on the other stuff, and since I'm a little bit more free because I'm not doing as many shows, at least I don't think I probably am, but I was trying to bring everything together and make them a little bit more cohesive, and you hear a lot on the 5x5 late night, and of course Real Talk with David Nikki, where we're doing primarily interviews right now, but that's going to change once I get my mixer. But anyhow, regardless of that, thank you guys for joining me. It's been an interesting day. And speaking of superheroes, did you guys see the Super Bowl? Did you see the Super Bowl? I mean, like I said last night, I didn't have a dog in this fight, but I was going with the general consensus of everybody in Indiana. Well, just about everybody, because of Peyton Manning when he played for the Colts. Remember, he won the Super Bowl in 2007 with the Colts here in Indiana. But so, like I said, didn't have a dog in the fight. But when they played the Seattle Seahawks, it was pretty sad. It was like, was it 43-8 or something like that, some nonsense like that? It was crazy. And at one point, I had posted. Now, I put, correct me if I'm wrong, does Peyton play for the Seattle Seahawks? Because he gave them like 3 interceptions, and they wish they made touchdowns or safety or something. I don't know all that kind of. I'm a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of football, so I did watch it and got to see some of the cool commercials. The one thing that I was disappointed with was I didn't get to see what's it called, the Days of Future Past trailer, which was promised on a website, but I guess you can't really believe everything online. But they had been hyping it up like it was going to be something phenomenal, but they have added some pictures. If you go to moviepilot.com, you can see all the pictures of what's going on. Of course, Halle Berry's in it, Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Michael Fassbender, and then you see a picture of Blink, and they show a picture of Pietro, and I didn't know this, which is Quicksilver. I didn't know this. It's Evan Peters from Coven. I was like, which not my choice, but I'm like, okay, I can dig it, because I like Evan Peters. I've liked him since the very, very first, but he's more creepy than superhero-y, don't you think? But anyhow, so it's like, that was on, the pictures are on the website, so it's going to be a phenomenal movie. But the one thing that I will talk about today was the trailer for Winter Soldier, Captain America, Winter Soldier. When I tell you that I've never have really been a Captain America fan, not really. I liked Chris Evans as Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four, but I think he's really found his niche. Well, I thought he found his niche there, but I think he's found his niche here with the Avengers, and the part he played in the Avengers in the first Captain America movie, the kind of introduction. They were good. And then when they said Winter Soldier, I'm like, that sounds drab. And which I didn't know. I know there's a storyline in the comic books. Like I said, I don't follow Captain America, so I really don't know a lot about the storylines in Captain America. But the trailer that debuted during the Super Bowl was kind of off the chain. I'm like, it made me want to see it more than I wanted to see Thor. and I still haven't seen Thor: The Dark World. I know, bad fanboy. But yeah, they're doing a lot. And Scarlett Johansson, like I said last night, she's reprising her role as the Scarlet Witch. Again, she has a job for the next probably, I'll say 5 years at least, 5-6 years, portraying the Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry, the Black Widow. I'm sorry. The reason I said Scarlet Witch because they do show a picture of Evan Peters as Quicksilver, and Wanda Maximoff is the Scarlet Witch. And they supposedly, allegedly, the little girl that's in the picture with him sitting on his lap is supposed to be Wanda. But here's the thing: they're twins. So, well, maybe with all this time travel stuff, that's how that's going to work out. They haven't said; they're not going to say. But that's the picture. Check it out. I'll have it on the website at some point. So if you guys want to go to the 5x5.blogspot.com, the fives are numeric, and check it out. In the coming days, it should be on there. But back to Winter Soldier. I mean, it looks off the chain. I'm like, wow, really? They're doing this all in a lot of more. They're going to the whole story is going to be present day, which is good. They might do some flashbacks or whatever, like they do sometimes, but it's going to be all present day. And Chris Evans, even though he's been a pretty decent actor, he's not a horrible actor. He's a very, very attractive man. But it looks good. Samuel L. Jackson's back, and it's coming out. What's that? I guess it's April the 4th, 2014. So it's going 3 months, and then right after that we get Days of Future Past in May, and then right in the middle on May 3rd we get Free Comic Book Day, which I will have the full listing of all the free comic books. They've already released the list, and there's some things that I've never heard of. Like last year, I heard of a whole bunch of them. This year, they're and there's like 52 books or 42 books or something like that. So there's going to be a lot on Free Comic Book Day. So a lot of nerdy, geeky, fanboy stuff going on in the spring. So I can't wait. It's going to be really, really interesting to see Winter Soldier. But I need to go ahead and see Thor first, I guess. 'Cause I've seen Wolverine. The last show I did, of course, I don't think it was even out yet, or it may have been out. I'm not sure. I can't remember the last one I did. But Wolverine, I was the second one, the Wolverine, I wasn't impressed with at all. Not at all. The ending was good. It could have been better. Yeah, it could have been better. They gave some histories. History with Yukio, whatever his girlfriend's name. I can't think. Yukurio. I don't know what her damn name is. I can't think right now. But he ends up with her. But in the comic books, when he leaves her, she ends up being Lady Deathstrike. Now, if you remember, Lady Deathstrike was in the second X-Men movie, and she was being used as she was helping the bad guy fight some of the X-Men, and she had those wicked claws, and then she was killed because he killed her. So they try to tie it in there, and this is all supposed to be continuity. So whether we'll see this chick be a new Lady Deathstrike or whatever, who's to say? That continuity from the comic book is messed up. It works on the film, I guess, because a lot of people don't know that. I guess the people who are not normally comic book people don't know that Lady Deathstrike and the Wolverine's girlfriend in this latest movie, or love interest, is supposed to be Lady Deathstrike. But here's the other thing. Lady Deathstrike, Wolverine is he doesn't have his adamantium, and the claws are gone. Remember that the robot Silver Samurai cut his claws off one, and then the old man was inside the suit. Sorry, spoiler if you haven't seen it, but you should have seen it by now because it's an old movie now. Leached all the adamantium out of his body, so he has his adamantium claws back in Days of Future Past. So I don't know if they're going to take him when they get to Wolverine. They're going to take him from a different part in time, or as one of the creators of Days of Future Past said, that Magneto may have something to do with putting Wolverine's adamantium claws or adamantium back on his body. But if you remember in one of the Uncanny X-Men books, Magneto was the one that ripped it from his body. And when they went to Asteroid M to shut Magneto down, and which they ended up for a period of time, they did. So, and what is this? I haven't seen it yet. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy Trial of Jean Grey. What is that? What is that? I look at the Gay Comic Book, the Gay Comic Geek website. Paul, he's really, really cute and he's really, really nice. But his site is NSFW. But he, and I didn't watch it yet. I should have watched it before I came on tonight. There's a Trial of Jean Grey. You know, I'm a big Phoenix fan, so hopefully I'll get to see what that's all about, because I want the books. But another thing, I was glad to see Famke Jensen, and I didn't know she had that big of a role in the Wolverine movie, but she did, so that was good. But they're going to explain how Professor X and everybody comes back in Days of Future Past, so we have a lot of those things coming up for all you X-Men and Avengers fans coming up in the spring. Just, you know, we're in February, March. Well, 2 months for Winter Soldier, 3 months for not even 2 months. Well, yeah, 2 months for Winter, and 3 months for Days of Future Past. So get ready. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm David. This is Fanboy Friday. Fanboy Friday. I used to do it on Friday. Remember that? This is Fanboy Weekly on the 5x5. We're going to take a quick, and I mean really quick, well, maybe not that quick, break. And then we'll come back. We're going to, in honor, well, just hang on. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I fight fires and I save lives.
My name's Renee. I'm a cardiologist. I save lives.
My name's Anthony. I'm an EMT. I save lives.
You don't have to be a professional to save a life. Firefighters, doctors, and others save lives. You can too. Don't wait. To learn more about the warning signs and how you can help prevent suicide, visit save.org. In a crisis, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK.
Yeah, na 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 na. Ooh, wow. Let them down, down. Oh, ow. Black, black beauty, beautiful. Mind, body, and soul, and everywhere in between. But ain't that what you see? She's a black, such a precious gift to behold. There's a story to be told. Wanna hear it go. Papa was a rolling stone. Mama had to work, she was always gone. So it wasn't long before the streets became her home. You see, she was educated through urban exploitation and graduated with honors. And now she's hopeless, left with brokenness. The streets ain't worth the hurt they cause. Let me tell you who you are. Black, black beauty, beautiful. Mind, body, and soul, and everywhere in between. But ain't that what you see? She's a black, black beauty, such a precious gift to behold. There's a story to be told. Wanna hear it go. Her body's worth more than his words, but so well spoken they serve For that pain, she medicates heavily. And now she's hopeless, left with brokenness. The drugs ain't worth the hurt they cause. Let me tell you who you are. Black beauty, beautiful. Mind, body, and soul. And everywhere in between. Ain't that what you see?
Black beauty. I like that. So I told you guys you're gonna hear that song. That's my Black History Month song of the month. So you'll probably hear it on every episode. But before I start talking about what I was going to talk about, today was the first day, will be 24 hours, that I didn't have anything sweet. I'm done with the sugar. Oh my God. I have been out of control. I have been doing the super sweet for so long that honestly, I think it was affecting me. Just, because I think you can't rat on as much sugar I was drinking. And I never really told anybody this, and I'll talk about this tomorrow on the 5x5 late night show. I had to put the sugar down. I mean, I'm the kind of person, and I've talked about this before, but I just had to say it because it happened today. I'm the kind of person that I need the dessert after the meal, before the meal, in between the meal. So I had to stop. I had to stop messing with the sugar because it was killing me, and I knew it. Yesterday was this crazy. I probably had 5 or 6 20-ounce sugary sodas. There was Fanta, Mountain Dews, and all that. You know how much sugar is in that, and all these empty calories. That's why I'm getting big as a house as it is now. And then, in my job, I have people that I take care of that have problem with sugar. And then my mother has sugar diabetes. My sister, my father. It's not pretty. And I just had a wake up call. I'm like, I'm done with the sugar. So I might finish these donuts, but no, seriously, it was getting to be too much. It was hurting my heart. I could feel it. And sugar diabetes not only will kill you, if it doesn't kill you, it will make your life miserable. And it just leads to so many different things, just like smoking will. And I'm doing both. Nah. So what I've been drinking, and I'll talk about this again tomorrow, today, and what I'm going to continue to drink because it's on sale right now. Walgreens has this sparkling water, flavored water. Just don't get the lemon lime. It tastes like lemongrass. It's not nice. Don't drink that. It's nasty. Get the grapefruit and the orange. It's really, really good. But so done with the sugar, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. So we're back, and it is Black History Month. We have this is that time of the year that we're celebrating the black race. A lot of people, like I talked about last night, there's naysayers like we don't need a month, but we do because if we don't, because it's still not getting taught on a level in school to where you retain it. That's something you hear like regular American history. And I think Morgan Freeman, of all people, has a problem with history, black history being taught in schools, or not taught in schools, but black history should be part of American history instead of just 1 month, which I understand where he's coming from. I think the point he's trying to make is it's just not 1 month. We need to be learning and educating our youth about black history all through the year, and not set aside 1 month. And I think we get happy because somebody's giving us something, which it should be something that we shouldn't set apart. It should be something we do all year long. But anyhow, so I thought it'd be cool to go over some black superheroes. Do you know the first black superhero? You know who it was? I didn't even know. And consequently, he's going to be in the new Captain America Winter Soldier movie, and not in the fashion. It's more like an ultimate. They're like, it's like an ultimate universe, the ultimate universe versus the regular universe. The look is not the same look, but you know exactly who it is. It is the Falcon. Did you guys know that? And if Wikipedia is right, you know, the Falcon, real name Samuel Wilson, appears in comic books published by Marvel. Of course, created by Stan Lee and artist Gene Colan, and he was introduced in Captain America number 117 in September of 1969. I wasn't even born yet. The character is mainstream comics first African American superhero. Marvel's previously introduced Black Panther is African, a native of the fictional country Wakanda. The Falcon followed the company's first African American co-starring character, the non-superpowered World War II soldier Gabe Jones. Don't know who these people are. But the Falcon, it's 1969. And he is... let's see. Falcon debuted nearly 3 years before Luke Cage. No, he's a black superhero. And he was Marvel's first series star. I remember the Luke Cage and Iron Fist, Power Man and Iron Fist. Remember those from back in the day? And 6 years before Storm. And also before Blade, preceded him by 4 years. So Blade's been around for a long time, because that's 1969, that's 1973. Blade's been around for a minute. And I love the Blade movies, by the way. I wish, except for the third one, it was kind of horrible. But I like, as a trilogy, they're not bad. And also the John Stewart Green Lantern, he's also before him. So I think that's, and then John Stewart's been around for a while too. So I think that's cool that the Falcon, which, like I said, he's going to be in the new Captain America Winter Soldier movie. I forget the guy who's playing him. He's familiar, I guess. And then I'm glad to see this. You know, Halle Berry was the only black female that played, you know, she had Catwoman. She also had, you know, how did a black Catwoman get on before any other of these black superheroes? I want to know. Because people hated Catwoman, but I actually loved Halle Berry's Catwoman. But of course, she portrayed Storm in the X-Men movies, and then, during that time, that was it. There was nobody else, and so I'm glad to see, you know, Don Cheadle. And then prior to that, it was the guy that should have continued to play, Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard should have continued to play War Machine, but he didn't, and Don Cheadle has it. So I don't know if we'll see Don Cheadle in the new Avengers movie. Maybe War Machine will get his own movie. That would be cool. But it's good to see these black faces, superheroes on screen. And so Marvel is bringing, this would be their, well, since it's going to come out before Days of Future Past, it's going to be their second black superhero on the big screen, because then we'll have Bishop, Days of Future Past. And can I say, why is Marvel slaying the game with these comic book to movies? I mean, slaying them. I mean, DC, y'all need to do something fast, because they have pushed back it was 2015 or 17 anyhow, maybe 2015, Batman versus Superman movie. It's been pushed back. What is the problem? Why can't y'all get it together? I mean, y'all need to offer some of them Marvel people twice as much as Marvel's paying them. But my thing, I'm sure they're set in over at Marvel, because they are slaying the game with the movies. Because, you know, all these movies with Superman, it was good. It was good. I enjoy Superman. I actually purchased it on Blu-ray. It was good because I did. Well, I guess I did buy. Well, yeah, I bought it on Apple TV. I guess that's the same. But come on, y'all need to pick up the pace before you get left in the dark, because before we see the next DC movie, we're only going to see I lost some train of thought. I get distracted easily. We're going to see Days of Future Past. We're going to see Captain America. We're going to see probably the Avengers movie, then the Superman movie, I think, and probably another Iron Man movie. And they're they're starting on the story for the third Thor. So y'all, we've seen all these movies: Wolverine, Thor, Dark World, the X-Men. They're going to make a sequel to the X-Men First Class movie. I'm like, yeah, y'all need to do something very quick. Although I will say, they do have Arrow, which is good. I love Arrow, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But with that being said, with Marvel Agents of Shield on a major network, not that the CW's anything to snub your nose at, Marvel's Agents of Shield is slaying them as well on a major network. Not the kind of cousin the CW is, even though CW has a lot of, it's a teen girl station. They have Vampire Diaries, the originals, the Forever People, Reign, and all that kind of stuff. Arrow's good and is leading the pack, although they do have Supernatural. Marvel Agents of Shield is on Fox, big time. It has some of the heavy hitters like American Idol. Yeah, so DC, take a page out of Marvel's book and change up the game, because for whatever reason, you guys are doing what you guys are doing. It's not really translating, but we'll get to that as well. Back to the Falcon. He is the premier black superhero that we've seen in comic books. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we've seen him on TV. My first memory of a superhero that looked like me, that had my skin color, was Black Lightning, and consequently, he was DC's first African American hero. But he came 8 years later in 1977, and I like Black Lightning. And the thing is, he wasn't part of the original just Super Friends. It was like the second or third season of the Super Friends that he made his debut, which he was good. They used Black Lightning a lot. But I'm like, yeah. So, but I think Black Lightning was the inspiration behind Static Shock, which that for a DC comic book animated show, it did relatively well. So there's your two first. We have Falcon was the first of the first, but then Marvel had like 3 or 4 before even DC's African American Black Lightning came on the scene. But also the top 10 black comic book heroes of all time. First you have Storm. Everybody knows who Aurora Monroe is. The Weather Witch, Mistress of the Elements, Storm. She made number 10. Number 9 was Black Panther, which since his, and I want to think about Adam and the Avengers, they could almost do a whole movie about Black Panther by himself. That would be nice to see. Tyler Perry, you need to start working. Get with Marvel. You need to start making this movie. Don't put Medea in it. You need to make this movie, because it is it could be a good movie if it's done right. Remember they had that little they kind of different, like they did that Spider-Woman animated motion comic. They had a motion comic series for the Black Panther that was really good. And in the Marvel, what's that, Ultimate Alliance, the very first one, number 1, part of the storyline took place in Wakanda. I think in number 2 there was some Wakanda stuff. So, it's part of the Marvel Universe, and the vibranium that's used for Captain America's shield and different things in the Marvel Universe is all comes from Wakanda. So I don't know why they don't add that into the film continuity. But Black Panther's number 9. Frenzy, which, remember, she was with the Acolytes for one time in the Marvel books. It was the Magneto's Acolytes. Super strong. She had the dreads. I thought she was lesbian. She's like the black version of Rogue. Then they have Bling, which I've never heard of. Let's see. Another Marvel one, working under Gambit. This durable young... it's a girl. Durable young lady can project diamond shards from her diamond hide. Oh, so they took a page out of the White Queen's book, and she's diamond. Then there's Gentle, which is a super strong pacifist black hero that can lift 100 tons, but again, he has to have vibranium tattoos to keep his power in check. See, vibranium, you know, they make a movie. There's Darwin. I've heard of him. Probably one of the X-Men most powerful mutants. Does wherever he can. He was in X-Men First Class, but they killed him. You know, he was in X-Men First Class, so there's been another one, but he died, so they didn't keep him. But he can adapt to any situation to survive. That was Darwin. Then there's Prodigy, another super smart mutant, and then Angel Salvatore, which she was portrayed on X-Men First Class. See, I'm forgetting some of these. And she didn't die. She went and joined Magneto's group. Remember First Class? She spit the acid out of her mouth. She had the fly wings. She's another one. She was number 3. Number 2 was Monet Sinclair. Remember Monet from the X-Men Generation Next? I think it was the Next Generation. Jubilee was on the team, and Monet Sinclair was the real super strong. She's perfect in every way. Remember the little crazy television show or made-for-TV movie that they did with Generation Next? I wish I had it because I actually liked it, but Monet was played, but they didn't really explore her powers. I think she kicked one person, and that was it. It was more about Jubilee and Skin. In that, and then the White Queen, played by Finola Hughes, and then Sean Cassidy Banshee was in it as well. But Monet has a good backstory. When they blew her apart, it was the 2 twin girls, but she was really penance and big story. But I don't think they're utilizing her good in the books because she's kind of a badass, and they don't really use her. Maybe because she's black. And then there was Sync, which I like. Sync, another member of Generation X, Generation X, I'm sorry, said to be one of the most powerful black mutants in the Marvel Universe. But again, he died as well. So they kill off all the Negroes. In this website is newsone.com that gave these top 10. Then they gave honorable mentions to a chick named Cypher, another ex-chick. That's one thing. Marvel is not ashamed to put black people in the comic books. Then you have Bishop, which I've never really been a Bishop fan. I guess he was okay, but I've never really been a Bishop fan. He'd rather use a gun than his mutant powers, but he had a sister named Shard. Remember all that kind of nonsense? But he's going to be in the new Days of Future Past movie, so that should be good. Then, of course, I said Static Shock. Vixen. Oh, there's a DC character. I like Vixen. I wish they would use her more. She did have a pretty good presence on the Justice League Unlimited series, animated. She can... take the form, not the form, but the powers of any animal, communicate with animals. She's a model. Loved her. She was good. Orpheus, never heard of him. Has a suit. not sure. And I forgot about Dr. Cecilia Reyes. Remember her from when the X-Men kind of broke apart, and she had that biofield around her body that she can protect her and others. That's when that gross character that had those leeches living in them or something. I don't remember. Then of course there's Blade, which was number 7. John Stewart, the Green Lantern. Then somebody called Tombstone, which I have no idea who he is. And then the Falcon, which he should have got number 1 because he was the first black hero. And did you guys know that Wonder Woman had a black twin sister? Yes. Wonder Woman had a black twin sister that her name was Nubia, and she's been in different incarnations, but obviously she was made of clay to be Diana's twin sister. They fought a couple times, and she is the black Wonder Woman on Earth 3000, I think, in the DC universe. Who knew? Okay. So those are our Black History, Black superheroes for February. Take a quick break. We'll come right back.
Like my red cape. Super. Ooh. Can you please pour me a handle? Now hit the sirens. On the rocks.
Growing up, I was confused, like the cards up over my head. Confused, I tap my fingers and then wind up dead. My mom and dad, they wouldn't listen when I realized I'm a hero and I'm on a mission. Living that life, I'm considered a myth. Rockin' body sober after drinking a fifth. I'm topping man balloons and they're shaking the fist. Pulling bad guys over with the flick of my wrist. Till my rhyme's so hot, MCs are melting. 537 degrees Kelvin, that's 264 degrees Celsius. Don't ask me what the fuck the Fahrenheit equivalent is. But I need a superhero partner. Team up and battle crime like Crest Battle Starter. Now we fight crime while we drop rhymes. Ladies form lines while we say what we say. Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets in Gotham City at Batman. We're on the call any time of day. We're making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. Then rocking that after party with groupies. So let me introduce you, man. West, my back in the pins. Bad karate skills, I'll slap the black off the ninjas. You ready? Yeah. I'ma pass this shit.
What? And it goes like this. Thursday night hitter, they call me Balboa. Teeth gritting, bitch, tapping back door blower. Master of plays, I got a statue of bronze. You be rolling like Chachi, I'll be fucking like Bonds. No, Mrs. C, I wanna eat your pie. The MILF hunter tapped that action last night, cause I used Coors Light to get a bitch right. 6-pack later, I'll be laying some pipe. I'm really hard, but not made of steel. I asked Ray Riley if my boobies were real. Yeah, I dig that.
What do you do? That's what he meant.
A master of big.
What's your base for jail?
Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets in Gotham City at Batman. We're on the call any time of day. We're making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. Then rocking that after party with groupies. Criminals be coming out at night like the Wolfman. I'ma make it right cause I am the solution. Cleaning up the town like there was pollution. Cause I know how to fight and I know kung fu. And the heart of the lion and the dragons too. And I got bare arms like the Constitution.
Superheroes, big boots.
Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets in Gotham City at Batman. We're on the call any time of day. We're making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. Then rocking that after party with groupies. Cause super cuties and superhero booties. And we don't disappoint when we hear the Call of Duty. You can't shoot me if you can't see me. You must be crazy, like Gary Busey. So when the bass starts hitting your face, you better fly. Travel through time like Marty McFly. I'm a superhero. I fly in a shoe, hitting that dance floor in my funky boots.
Mix it, bring it, now roll it over, baste it. Superheroes, yeah. Shift the king.
Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets in Gotham City at Batman. We're on the call any time of day. We're making mad scientists aching
Superheroes by Forensic. I always play that doing my fanboy shows as well. I don't find a lot of superhero themed songs for some reason. I just don't find them. I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's a particular reason for it, but I'm looking, so I'll change it up as soon as I find some more. But thank you guys for joining me. I'm David from the 5x5, and this is Fanboy Weekly here on Sunday night when it's really Monday morning. But since it's not day yet, we'll stick with Sunday night. So I watched the Justice League, like I was saying earlier, that Marvel has taken the live action comic book movie to so many different levels and heights. I will have to say that Justice League has done that with Justice League. DC has done that with the animated shows, because I will definitely say that the animated movies that DC has produced, have come up with in the last 2-3 years, they've been really good. I just recently watched Justice League War. I bought that on my Apple TV through iTunes, of course. So check that out. It's Justice League War. It's the new I say a reimagining. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. It is more based on the New 52 storyline. So I don't know if this is the direction they're going with the Justice League animated movies. Although I was in Target the other day and I seen another one, and it wasn't War. It looked more like the Justice League animated stuff, not this War stuff. Anyhow, I watched it. You can, if you get the HD version, it's $19.99. If you get the SD version, it's $14.99 on iTunes, Apple TV, iPod, iPhone, whatever, iPad, however you buy it. I will say I liked it. It was a good story. I actually watched it twice. It was a good story. I think it's an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. What I didn't like, because I was so used to the progression of the story. Like if you remember way back, the Batman, Superman shows or movies, when they did the first Batman, it was Batman, Superman, something, and they were, oh damn, I wish I could think of the name. Well, they were like the villains. They had to take that, one acted like Shazam, one acted like Hawkman, whatever. Then the next one was Batman, Superman, Apocalypse, which was phenomenal. It had Wonder Woman in that one. It had Wonder Woman in it, Big Barda. They went to Apocalypse. So it was a Supergirl origin. They showed Themyscira, which Themyscira didn't have Queen Hippolyta. She wasn't in it for some reason, but that was on there. But then after Batman, Superman, Apocalypse came Crisis on Justice League Crisis, and that was the whole nod to Crisis and Crisis on Infinitive Earths. The whole remaking of the DC universe where they screw it all up again. And so they were all kind of in some kind of continuity. And then the last one was the last one that they had, Justice League Doom, was kind of a break off. It was a storyline. It was kind of, not the last one, two movies ago. It was kind of a break off from the storyline. So those all up until Crisis, all those were pretty much in. They were all pretty much, even Doom to some extent, because they showed some of the scenes from previous, like in the credits. So they were all kind of in continuity. But then you had this Justice League, which I did not buy because I got it on at Redbox and I wasn't happy with it. The Flashpoint Paradox, which is a storyline that they have in the DC comic books. In the Justice League mythology, which was really dark and horrible. But they changed the actors up. I was so used to hearing the same voices and the same actors, and this latest one, Justice League War, was about the same thing. They totally went away from everything that was before, even the Flashpoint Paradox, and it had the Wonder Woman who had just come to. They didn't show her background story to America. Superman was kind of doing his own thing, a little bit more grittier. They had the more look like the Superman that was on the last movie. Nobody knew there was a real Batman. Green Lantern was Hal Jordan. Of course, Flash, in my opinion, that he was the best out of all of them. They did show Wonder Woman being very, very tough. And then they had Billy Batson and Shazam. They replaced that in this storyline. They replaced Aquaman with Shazam, which, I guess. And the big bad villain was Apocalypse, who was trying to terraform the Earth to make it like Apocalypse for the parademons and conquer another world. So they end up kicking his ass, of course. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I bought it because I seen the preview. I'm like, this looks. It was interesting enough for me to purchase, so I bought it. And I'm like, but I liked it. I can't say that I didn't because I wouldn't have watched it twice. And I'm sure I'll probably watch it again. But the acting was not as good. I think that was part of it. The acting wasn't as strong as in the other ones. Even the Flashpoint Paradox, the acting was good in that one. Doom, Batman, Superman, Apocalypse, the other Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, that's what it's called, Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, Justice League, Infinite Crisis, those were all good. I own all of those. But remember the little ones that they had little shorts? It was Black Adam versus Superman and Shazam. I think they had one with the Green Arrow, and there's like 4 shorts on that little movie. I have it too somewhere, but you can see almost all those on Netflix now. They're all on Netflix. If you haven't seen any of them, I know Doom is, and Doom is also on HBO Go. That reminds me, I have something to watch tonight before I go to bed. That's why we're going to be done at 2:30 tonight because I'm going to bed. So check that out. It was a good storyline. Apocalypse versus the Justice League, and it kind of is a retelling. If they're doing the New 52s, this is how the team comes together. But there's a lot of action in it. It was almost nonstop action from the beginning. And Cyborg. How did I forget Cyborg in our Black History superheroes? Cyborg. He's in this, which he was in the last one. He was in Doom. So he's getting a lot of animated movie time, and he's on the the Teen Titans. He was on the one before that. He wasn't on Young Justice where we had the Black Aqualad. I forgot about him, which is the second Aqualad. He wasn't the original. But so yeah, check it out. It was good. But speaking of, there was a Black Arrow, a Green Arrow too. Didn't know that. Speaking of Arrow, the television show. It just gets better and better and better. Stephen Amell is just a perfect person to play Arrow. The only thing now, he's dealing with the Colton Hayne, Speedy, the Colton Hayne character is supposed to be the Red Archer, which turns out to be they're making him like a metahuman, which I don't like. He gets stick with the serum that makes him strong, just like they did with Deathstroke, and Deathstroke is the big villain, and Brother Blood is obviously a punk. What I want to happen, I want Raven to show up and just kill it all, but they don't want it to act, not the active. They don't want it to use all the different heroes and make it like Smallville, which I actually like that part about Smallville, because if they're going to do it, they just need to go on and do it. what I did like, I think the next episode, which will be Tuesday, they will, I think they're going to start doing the transition from Laurel's sister being the Black Canary to actual Dinah Lance, to being the Black Canary. I think that transition is beginning to happen. We won't see it this season. If they get a third season, which I'm sure they will, we'll see it in the third season. Hopefully, Roy, Speedy, he's being trained by Green Lantern. He knows Oliver's identity now. So hopefully, and where's Huntress? I'm ready for Huntress, but they'll probably bring her back once Black Canary comes back on the scene. Because if you remember in the Justice League Unlimited series, they had the Black Canary and the Huntress were friends, and of course they always had that Birds of Prey thing going on throughout DC comic history. But they were friends, and then they end up being kind of frenemies. I guess you should say. So hopefully she'll come back, but I think they're making the transition to make Dinah Lance the Black Canary, and because there's a scream, and I don't know if it's a canary cry. We've seen her use a device that had the canary cry on it. So I don't know if something medical's going to happen, because now that Barry Allen's in the mix with Felicity Smoke, we haven't seen him come back as Flash yet, but that is coming before the end of the season. I don't know how many episodes we're in now. Possibly maybe 10, 11. He might get 22 this season. I'm not sure. So we're supposed to be getting that. I know we're going toward the end. I'm not caught up on Teen Wolf yet, which I should be, but I'm like 3 episodes behind. I was kind of bored. I liked it, but I was bored with the first one. I didn't like the direction it was going in. But this is, the second part of season 2 or season 3. 3B, that's what they're calling it. And last but not least, Agents of Shield. Like I talked about earlier, Agents of Shield is the bomb. It's fabulous. It gives me everything I need. And Deathlock is going to be coming. I don't know if he's going to be on. Was that Tuesday's episode? Oh, Arrow comes on Wednesdays. I don't know if he's going to be on Tuesday's episode or not, but I heard some crazy stuff. Oh, sorry guys. Something else was playing up into my headset. I was wondering where it was coming from. Anyhow, Arrow is on Wednesdays and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on Tuesdays. So I don't know if they're going to bring Deathlock in this episode, but I know we're heading that direction. But I do love the show, but I'm waiting for them to bring in a big bad. Not bad, but a superhero like an Iron Man make a cameo. And don't tell anybody, or Thor makes a cameo. They had the one episode that had an Asgardian weapon that made you strong as an Asgardian. Remember that? And then we know the girl with the flower dress is arrested, and they're searching for the clairvoyant, which knew what had happened to Agent Coulson when he died in the Avengers movie. And they're still saying he is some kind of android or real life model decoy. So that has yet to be seen, although we did see some kind of computer in his brain, and he has almost a full memory of what happened. And then the Ron Glass character, Doctor, told him that he should have died and stayed dead, but Nick Fury wouldn't let him die. And I think Maria Carter, she's going to come back. Agent Carter, she'll be back. And then said the next episode, something about it, they're on a train and they're found out and they're running. So that should be interesting coming up. Still love the show. I think they did get a second season, which it's one of the highest rated shows now on TV for that type of show. 24 is coming back. I think that is about it. Have I bored you guys into tears with all my stuff. Yeah. Oh, this is the last but not least. Coven. Coven. American Horror Story, American Horror Story, American Horror Story. Why do you do this to us? You have all this build up, craziness to give us, and they did it with last season. The last episode was, seriously? Y'all had all this insanity from episodes 1 to 12 and 1 to 11 or whatever, and then on the last episode of the season, this show really could have been made into another season, but they were trying to keep with the formula. They should have went off record and let Jessica Lange do something else because she died. Okay, have American Horror Story and do your 4th season the way you want to do it, but take like the Angela Bassett character, Queenie, some of those people, and do your own show. Do it. But they didn't, and it ended horribly. At least in my mind, it ended horribly. It was rushed. It wasn't. I don't think it was planned out. It's like they just kind of lost the direction, and then Cordelia, Fiona's daughter, ended up being the Supreme. And I'm like, y'all could tell this episode 1. I wouldn't waste my time. But Queenie didn't die. Zoe didn't die. The mean ones that I think the ones that should have gotten their just desserts, they did get they got their just desserts. So wasn't happy with the finale of American Horror Story, Coven. I devoted my Wednesdays ever since, I think was October when it came back. October, November, December, January, February, maybe September, and I was completely let down at the end. I'm like, yeah, doing way too much. But that's about it, folks. I don't think I have anything else other than we are getting a con in this area. As it'll be the first ever. They've had like showcases, comic book showcases, and video game showcases, but this is going to actually be a con. I do believe that we are getting some celebrities. I haven't checked. I haven't checked. That says closed group. See what they're doing? They're playing too much with me. I'm gonna try to join the group and see what happens on Facebook, because my cousin, he's an artist, Bailey Bot. He's very, 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 very. Maybe I'll do some interviews there, but he's a very good artist, and he's part of bringing this new thing for Southern Indiana into fruition, and hopefully. See, that's not even on here anymore. They made me like a page, and now it's a closed group. But yeah, see, that doesn't make sense. But anyhow, I think somebody from The Walking Dead, a big cosplayer, is going to be here, and somebody else so far. So maybe it'd be nice. So if you guys are in Southern Indiana on April 4th and April 5th, Evansville, Indiana in particular, at the Armory, we're having a comic book convention. So I'm definitely taking those 2 days because I want to see what it's going to be about. The city never seems to do anything right, but the person who's behind it is really, really amped about making it right and making it good. But the venue, maybe if it gets, I guess it's the inaugural event for this area, so the venue is not what I would expect of a convention of sorts, but you never know until the first turnout. I guess I would rather have more space than not enough space to accommodate everybody, so that's what we have coming up in April. So guys, hope you found some interesting morsels on this week's Fanboy Weekly. Hopefully we'll be back with some more stuff. I think I'm going to bed. Thank you guys for listening. I'm David from the 5x5. This has been Fanboy Weekly, and we'll see you next time.